Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fragrant Heart, children of God, and that's you, and that's you, and that's me, and that's me. I hope all will be, is, yeah, I think everyone needs to be on the Charlie Kirk situation for the rest of our lives, because there's already been so many lies around it, and really hodgepodge work going on. Along with everyone else that I love that I lost this year. And it's not been a good year again for that. And then I couldn't even get to the one person, and then I made the weird call to the older person, and that was weird. And then this was when I was locked up, and little did I know that this friend of mine was dying, and we had a really weird relationship too. So it's like I really don't know like how to explain like how weird this year has been, on top of the torture with the jail and then the police here. And it just doesn't even matter that I was attempted raped and attempted murdered, or how I would need to use the words here. So outside of all of that, we need to stay really focused here on free speech. You can say and be so crude and rude in America and still be within free speech. It is, if you were to look at it, as kind of like, I mean, we allow just everything, okay? So, and then there's the cutoff. You make a direct threat at someone, and technically under free speech law, it can go pretty far too. It's when you start putting words in people's mouths, cutting up dialogue, just making it whatever you want. Like what's happened to me for the last 2 PPOs, which is them saying that I said I'm going to ... and I never did. And it's just building and building for the crooked government is one other way. But then I would hate to do this, is I didn't know him personally, is all the best friends of Charlie. I don't even know the guy. I barely watched him, but I got the idea of it, and I'm all for protecting traditionalists. Is oh my God, what would Charlie say? What would Charlie say if Charlie wasn't dead? Now, I don't know for sure. This is what I'm going to say. We might say what I think, maybe what I think Charlie might say. But I can do this because I'm just a stranger, and I can look to the situation from the outside. And maybe try to step in imaginarily, like kind of what would this group feel like? What kind of vibe would be there? I've been in different groups through the decades, visited groups. Okay, so traditionalist probably isn't the proper word, but we're gonna stick with that, okay? And there's different subcategories of traditionalist. So he would say we either retain free speech or we don't. If people want to be cruel, that's their choice. They have to answer to God. If they want to be cruel about the dead or people that they really didn't know, just apparently the stance on probably abortion, a big one, had no idea what had happened there. I mean, I thought everyone was going to kill as many babies as they wanted, which was disturbing in its own right. But I was like, I don't have to deal with it, I guess. Or maybe that's where I made mistakes. Maybe I was supposed... Okay. So what would Charlie say? You can say just about what you want. But if you make a direct threat, you make attempts at that, or whatever. So the fact that the courts here, for instance, we're going to jump back to me for a minute, could get through these PPOs with false documentation and hurt my life. They're destroying my life. But the thing is this. It's just this life. And me and Jesus know the deal. Is what would Charlie say? I don't know. It's just, maybe this is sacrilegious too. Like, maybe this is inappropriate because I don't know the guy. But I've seen enough of his interviews to get kind of an idea. Is that nobody wants to see when they know that someone was pretty darn decent. And their heart was, I mean, give me a break. If you can't watch the guy, if you can't look at Charlie Kirk for less than 30 seconds and completely smile and just celestial, it is. And I just posted something with Tucker Carlson. He's doing interviews. He has Megyn Kelly and several other people about midway or so. I kind of take it in small bits. I've been in a slump, so since the weird getting into mold or something outside, something went really haywire. Honestly, can't say I'm out of the dark. But on a scale of 1 to 10 with other incidences the last 10 years of fluky events, which have been terrifying, and I have no proof and not enough backing or witnesses, but only Jesus, thank God. I don't know what I would do without Jesus. Good Lord, what would I do? We don't need to discuss that right now. Is free speech is free speech, folks. You either take it or leave it. You want your free religion. You want to be able to worship what you want when you want to worship it. So you better leave room for the next person to be able to worship and believe what they want to believe. If the traditionalists want to gather together, 2,000-3,000 of them, and have a good time, it gives you no right as a whoever you are to do whatever you're going to go do to hurt a bunch of innocent people that are unprepared, ill-prepared, and they don't know they're going to a military practice that's for real. And there's only one person with a gun pointed. It has nothing to do with free speech. Do not agree to implementing any laws for hate speech. You go hate it up, okay? Now, does that protect you in a private sector? No, it doesn't. So if you're going to be a yapper chapper, you better know, or you're going to care about stuff or corruption. You don't like what you see at work. You can't do it. You can't do it because it's so corrupt or whatever. So you leave or whatever the case may be. And you go yapper chapping and you think your life's going to go right. It's not going to go right. It's going to be nothing but you probably have police after you and everything. Is this. It hurts to see when people hate ones. How can you hate him? You only hate him and he's dead. How sad. And he would say that too. He would say, how sad. There's room for everyone. There is enough fucking room for everyone on the planet. In their groups, in their subgroups, in their bigger groups, there is enough room and more untouched land to provide enough property and housing for every human that's ever been born. But you have a bunch of monsters up top and they're controlling everything. How much food we get, how much is released. They are hacking away at our farmers. We're all hung up on this right now and everyone's losing their jobs. We lose our farmers, we don't eat. Oh my God, I mean, we can't get more serious than that, okay? So we lose our farmers, we don't eat. Like, let's keep perspective here. I'm getting old. I've probably lost some of my patience. I think it's supposed to go the other way. I'm supposed to gain more patience. Is this. I can't waste my time keep talking about the attempted rape and assault and the abuse in the jail and the drugging. And I can't do that for another 10 months. there's going to be something next, or they're just going to keep flopping me in somewhere. She's going to say that I'm breaking the rules in the courtroom or something. Who knows? Is this? I don't know what's wrong with you if you can ever look at or see a clip of Charlie Kirk and hate this guy. He got the essence of free speech on his spectrum, the way he likes to live, with the groups of people that like to live that way. And there's plenty of room for them, and there's plenty of room for the freaks, and there's plenty of room for everyone. We are not without room. But now we've got stuff burning down. So now we're getting sardined in. And I've been sardined in my whole life, like in a weird way. We don't need to get into that, but like I know what it is. And some people just don't like to be sardined in. They like to be free birds. They like to fly around and get on a plane and go on a train and go on a bus and go on over here. And I used to love to do that too. And then it just got old after a while. But listen, is this. The only reason someone couldn't deal with Charlie Kirk and that whole operation is because of your demons that hate wholesomeness. And I don't know on God's green earth why anyone could, how you could hate that. How could you hate someone with that sort of grin and just the aura of him? I mean, if anything, you're having a bad day and you just go on to one of his groups where he's visiting with the kids that don't know what they're doing. And you just engage with them with this situation. He's willing to have the patience to do it. Okay, I gotta go. But once again, unless you're directly threatening someone and setting it up, or right, is it's protected under free speech. So now they're firing people again over, just like the others. We can't, and no more sides, remember? I discussed like a year ago. Now, if I have 200 students, still I keep pushing it up, hoping a few more will just subscribe. Just 2 more. And then if I were to get up to 500 or more, I probably would come up with major excuses why to shut it down. So I don't need to be guiding or even coming close to influencing even 1,000 people. Is this. I don't know anyone could hate the guy. I really don't. But the thing is that it's America. And he's not Jesus. But he really loved Jesus. And if out of anything else, if you couldn't just see that the guy loved Jesus, then you really need a head doctor. And I went off-roading with my one long station I do every week. Is my 30 minutes or more is once a week. Sometimes is it's gone. No, bring it back. Bring it back. It'll come back. Okay, there's more therapists, life coaches, childhood trauma healing therapists. I mean, anything you can come up with to heal people, that could heal people, I don't know, but then we just have where we want to go hurt 2,000 to 3,000 people and scar them for life mentally. And I'm not saying if I believe it's the kid or not. I believe it's all a hodgepodge of it. How? Now that is sacrilegious, because tell you what, you guys, if I told you who I thought the real murderers were, then I'm probably going to go back in for another whooping somewhere. They're going to put me back in somewhere. But just the isolation factor, and it just disrupts all of this, and I'm behind again, and now I got the mold thing and the rash thing and that whatever. And I'm sorry, folks, free speech is free speech. You either take it or leave it. But if you're one of those that tries to make up what free speech is, that's annoying. And I was watching some guys that I thought they were truly free speech advocates, and they're not. They're not. It's like on their dime. You know what I mean? It's like, well, and I don't know what, that's got to be a spirit that's on everyone, because free speech is free speech. You can't get simpler. But you can't say like this little group over here is free speech, and you can do this one group of words and this is free speech, but this group of words is not free speech. But there's this umbrella, but then if you kind of dent the umbrella this way, you could get in trouble because of Israel or something. You know what I mean? That's not free speech. That's make people go cuckoo and not communicate no more or express themselves, is what it is. And then they'll start to project. Then there's more of this group ganging up. The oppressed come together because they're miserable, and then the one that they think is more free, then they go after them. But that person isn't necessarily more free. They just have a different mentality. Okay? What's mentality? It's the mental. It's a mental. It's the mindset. It's what's their focus, and it changes someone's aura. Okay, so I'm gonna go on that note, because then, let's start getting into hocus pocus stuff. We don't want to do that. All right, so that was different this morning, and wasn't I just doing this a little while ago with my 2 people that watch? Free speech is free speech, and sometimes it's hard to take, but we either got it or we don't. And I think at this point, if we don't just look at it like you got it or you don't, because then there is umbrellas under free speech. It's free expression, free religion, free all of it. It's so free. It's supposed to be so free, but it ain't free. Oh God, you guys. So you're either free, or you either really believe in freedom or you don't. Like this has got to stop. You can't pick and choose and then say that this one group is, this thing over here is free, because you're saying that this over here isn't. So then you're then canceling out the original fact that it was free speech at all, because you're saying that only these subgroups can say this, and that, and the other. And then they're fully, then that's still, you just have canceled out. And so technically we could say that it's already been canceled, but some of us are diehards, and I think we'd rather die than not have the First Amendment, and the Second Amendment, and the Third Amendment, and the Fourth Amendment, and the Fifth Amendment. And